All right, what up, family? Just getting the live stream started for the 2:30 p.m. flow. Got my little top knot ready to go. If you're watching this after the live stream, I would recommend fast forwarding about 10 minutes. Otherwise, you're just going to see me awkwardly chatting at the camera. So you're welcome to watch that. It's really up to you. Yeah, we're getting started in about 10 minutes, y'all. I'm going to get a little chat bar going on our YouTube. And yeah, talk to me, hang out with me. Let's see. All right. Hi there. We're getting started in about 10 minutes. Getting the chat bar going. So if you want to chat and hang out with me, I'm here. Welcome, friends. Okay, got our little live chat going, so please talk to me if you're hanging out with me here before we start. Brings me a lot of joy to get to kind of know who's in the virtual room, you know. So yeah, that's where we're at. Today's, what day is it? It's Thursday, I think. I think that's where we are. Getting started in about 7 minutes. 2 minutes on there. I'm already sweating, so that's a really good sign. Oh. Just gonna sit here and make faces at you. Okay. Grab my coffee real quick. All right. Ooh. All right. Hello. Greetings, friends. We're getting started in about 5 or 6 minutes. If you are joining me on YouTube, please drop me a line in that chat bar. Let me know who you are, how you are, where in the world you are. I really love knowing who's in the virtual room. It's nice to know if you've practiced with me before, kind of what you're working on, where you're coming from. So yeah, drop me a little line there. Introduce yourselves. Say hi if we know each other. Get started in about 5 minutes. I did post a playlist for you today on my Instagram story. So if you want to check that out at the.anna.mc, there's going to be 2 playlists posted. One's from last night, one's from today. Choose, right? Whatever you are feeling. Because we do have about 5 minutes before we get started. Working into spinal stuff today. Nothing too crazy, but kind of just feel like wiggling it out a little bit. So we are going to be just getting into some gentle back bends, gentle twists, nothing too crazy. I was super lazy yesterday and like watched TV all day because it was one of those days, you know, which is okay. But now my body is like, dang girl, what are we doing? So gotta move, just gotta move the spine a little bit today. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We have about 4 minutes till we get started. Yeah, say hi to me. I'm gonna update our website real quick. If you want to donate for practice, that would be super cool. You can do so at blackswanyoga.com/live. There's this lovely little button that says donate here. All of your donations go directly to your yoga teachers. Isn't that great? Okay, let's see, did it work? Yes, it worked. There I am. Awesome. I'm in 3 places at once, y'all. Isn't that crazy? I'm a witch. Okay. So yeah, a few minutes till we get going. I don't know, chat with me or not. I'm just hanging out here in any case. What else? I don't know. Got about 2 minutes till we get going. So greetings, hello friends. If you're watching on our Black Swan website, hi. Yeah, 2 minutes till we get started. I posted a playlist for you in my Instagram story. You can find that at the.diana.mc. If you want some jams for practice, feel free to get that queued up. We're getting going in about 2 minutes. Working into some spinal stuff today. Gentle back bends, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot for you today. If you want to drop me a line on our YouTube chat, please do. I love hearing from you. I love knowing who you are, how you are, where in the world you are. It's been really great to be able to connect with folks in different places that I never would have gotten to connect with people in before. So that's been really dope to kind of know where you're flowing from. Pretty cool way to connect, right? So yeah, drop me a line, hang out with me. If you want to donate, you can do so at blackswanyoga.com/live. All donations are appreciated and go directly to your yoga teachers. Who's here? Lisi, hi, I'm glad you're here. How are you feeling? I'm just going to talk at it and wait for you to come reply. Lisi, I did post a playlist today as well in my Instagram story. So heads up on that. Ooh, someone else is joining in. Hi, friend. Drop me a line in the YouTube bar. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know who you are, where you are. Lisi, sick for the entire last week. Boo. I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. I'm glad you're feeling better. Today's going to be fairly gentle. We are getting into some more complex shapes and doing a little bit of one breath, one movement, so you probably will sweat. I know I will. I have my towel and my water nearby because I am who I am. So I'm glad you're here, Lisi. We are going to get started, I guess. Yeah, let's start a child's pose today. I'm going to bring my little laptop over with me and hope that my internet connection sustains itself, because last night I had a whole lot of issues, though that could have been the storm. I don't know how technology works. All right, friends. Child's pose. Let's do it. Whatever variation of child's pose feels good for your body. I'm going to say big toes touching, knees a comfortable distance apart. That could be super wide, super narrow, or somewhere in between. Go ahead and fold over. And of course, if child's pose is not a accessible shape for your body, start somewhere else. I would recommend a tall, comfortable seat. So we're going to take the forehead to the mat or a block or whatever. Nestle in. Find a comfortable extension of your arms, whatever that looks like. And close your eyes. Allow yourself to be still. Notice if you're having a hard time with that. Notice if you feel the need to fidget here. And don't judge yourself for this, but maybe explore it and ask yourself why it's so difficult to stop moving. It's easy to fall into this sort of pattern of go, 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 right? We have to do the most, we have to be the best, but not really. How can we step away from that? Can we give ourselves permission to slow things down, to stop moving? Oftentimes when we're moving, we're simply running from something. We're avoiding those thoughts that keep coming up that we don't want to think about. We're avoiding those scary places. So right here, right now, can you just let yourself be? Can you notice and address or simply acknowledge those places that scare you? Take a deep breath in. And a slow and steady sigh out. Again, deep inhale. Soft sigh. Good. And maintain a soft focus on your breath. Begin to notice how it affects the body. And make a conscious effort here to soften the eyebrow, the jaw, the shoulders, the thighs. Now, if your arms are not already fully extended, begin to crawl your hands to the top of your mat. You're going to spread through the fingers, press through the palms so that the elbows begin to lift slightly off the mat. We're pressing our hips back closer towards our heels. Then we're going to wrap those shoulders down. So with the eyes of our elbows just start to shine upward just slightly. Notice that stretches the space between the shoulders. Now from here, we're just going to lift the forehead slightly. Begin to crawl our hands over toward the left side of our mat, allowing the rib cage to rest on or inside the left thigh. Breathing into the right side body. This stretch can remain entirely passive, or you can start to activate it by again lifting that elbow up, wrapping the shoulder down, and pressing back. Good. On the inhale, press through your hands, lift up. On the exhale, we're going to start to crawl over toward the right side. Hey y'all, we're just getting started if you're just joining in. Just taking a little side stretch in our child's pose. So now we're resting on or inside the right thigh. Again, the left arm can remain relaxed and passive, or you can press through it, wrapping the shoulder down and breathing into the left side. Beautiful. Lift back up, come through center. One breath in and out. Let's take a quick puppy pose before we get moving. Look between your hands. Start to crawl your hands forward, getting your hips to stack over your knees. Take your arms all the way out in front of you. Forearms come down. And then we take our chin to the mat. If chin on the mat is too intense, ground your forehead instead. Then actively press your sternum, your chest bone, toward the ground. and slide back to our child's pose. One breath in and out. And on an inhale, pull yourself forward to a tabletop. Just take a couple of natural movements here, just for a couple breaths. Beginning to drop into your body, right? I had you in child's pose for a couple minutes, so just get those little wiggles and kinks out, allow the blood to start flowing. Now we're gonna warm up the spine together. Like I said earlier, I had a really lazy day yesterday, so I'm really feeling like some spinal movement is just gonna be really good today. So start to come to your neutral tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spread the fingers wide, just soften slightly through the elbows and make sure that that navel is drawing up and in, right? Notice the difference between this, completely disengaged, the booty sticking up, and then that little engagement to create a flat and supported spine. Soften the elbows, then on the inhale, the booty begins to lift as we drop the belly, lift the gaze and tailbone up, cow spine, pause here. Shoulders are sliding down the back, soften the muscles in your belly. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, lead with the pelvis, draw the navel up and in. Round up your spine, chin tucks to chest, pause here. Cat pose, we're pressing the ground away, opening up the space between the shoulders. Inhale, belly drops, gaze and tailbone up. Exhale, round it out. Good, cycle through this a few times. Exploring the length and sound of breath. Really big, dramatic movements. There's one thing I believe you should do every day. It's some friggin' cat-cows, y'all. Oh yeah. One more time. Beautiful. And come to neutral here. We're going to work with some little circle cat-cows now. You may have done this with me before, you may not have. So let's start in our cow pose. Drop the belly, look up. From here, we're going to tilt our booty and our head to the left, kind of like you're a confused puppy dog, right? And from there, we're going to tilt it just up through center in our cow spine. Then we're going to tilt it over to the right. What? And then we're going to come into our cat pose as we circle through center. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to drop the belly, tilt to the left, tilt up through center, over to the right, and then hollow as you come around, and then just make that fluid, inhaling to drop and circle up, exhaling to hollow and circle down. Good, change directions. Beautiful, and come back to neutral. From here, we're just going to tuck the toes and exhale the hips up and back to an early down dog. Take a few beats, friends. Very first down dog. Check in with it. Pedal it out. Bend one knee. Bend the other knee. Notice how close your heels are to the ground today. Maybe you bend both knees and let your hips drop to one side, stretching through your side body. The other side. And as you play and explore, remember to check in with your foundation. Hands shoulder distance, spread the fingers wide, press through the fingertips, triceps wrap in, shoulders go down the back. Navel pulls upward to lift the tailbone. Feet about inner hip distance apart. For reference, your fists should fit side by side between your arches there, right? It's not super wide. Now from here, we're gonna do some little spinal rolls. So on an inhale, just hike your heels high off the mat. Come to the balls of your feet. Notice how the hips begin to lift. Now we're going to keep looking between our feet for now, and we're going to let the hips start to roll us forward, 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 and then we look out in our plank pose. So it's like we're unfurling our spine. Then we're going to bend and hover the knees and press our ribs and heart toward our bent thighs. It's like a really bent leg down dog. Try to get your rib cage and chest to touch your thighs. Then we're going to straighten out for down dog. Now this movement's simply going to become a little bit more fluid, and we're going to do it on the breath. Inhale, heels up, hips high, roll forward, unfurl the spine. Exhale, bend and press back at the bottom of your exhale, down dog. Do that a few times on your breath. One more. Good. From down dog, inhale to take your heels high, gently bend your knees, look between your hands. Then let's tiptoe to the top of the mat, meeting in a ragdoll pose. When your feet meet your hands, bend your knees a lot. Let your head just hang. Maybe you grab elbows here. Maybe you flutter your lips, sway side to side. Bob up and down. What would feel good? Good. Now let's let that go. Fingertips release down. Keep the knees bent. Start to drive the knees forward. And then on an inhale, slowly roll to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. When you arrive, we're going to take the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Palms forward for our mountain pose. Knees are just slightly soft. Navel's gently drawing in. Shoulders gently pinching back. On an inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, take your arms up overhead. Touch your palms together and create a steeple grip. So we're interlacing all 10 fingers except the pointer and the thumb, like you're making a little finger gun. Draw the shoulders down the back. Again, pull the belly in. Take an inhale, find a little lift to the heart. On the exhale, tip your fingertips to the left. Press your hips over to the right. Draw your right shoulder down and back to maintain a square heart. And breathe into the right rib cage. Good. Inhale, take it up through center, little lift. Exhale, tip over to the right now. Hips driving to the left. Square that left shoulder back. Inhale, take it up, look up, find a gentle back bend. Pressing the hips forward, only go as far as comfortable. And exhale through center, take it all the way down to a forward fold. Bend your knees. With the knees softly bent, inhale to a half lift. Start by drawing your navel in, then lengthen your spine. Fingertips rooting into the floor or your shins, shoulders pinching back and sliding down the back. Then on the exhale, plant your hands flat, step back to a high plank. Look forward, chin away from chest, thighs super firm, heels pressing back. Take a big breath in and out. Inhale, little shift forward, come to your knees, untuck your toes. Then on the exhale, leading with the heart, lower to the mat, elbows squeeze the ribs, toes untuck. Baby cobra on the inhale, peel your heart up, squeeze your elbows back, firm up your thighs, hold here. There's no weight in the hands, so it's our first little back bend, right? Lifting the heart up. Notice how much strength and flexibility is naturally available to you. Good, and exhale, release down, hold here. Now we're gonna take our hands just outside our mat, coming up to the tips of your fingers, like you have cupcakes under your hands and you don't wanna crush them. Then we're gonna take the elbows directly over the wrists and in line with the shoulders. Firming up the thighs again. Press through the tips of your fingers. It's time to lift the heart a little bit higher. Breathe in here. Notice how hard the upper abdominals are working. And exhale, release down. Now we're going to take the hands up even wider and longer. So we're going outside the top edges of our mat. Same thing, you got those little cupcake hands. Don't crush your cupcakes, all right? Pressing through the fingertips. Inhale, peel the heart up. Good. Breathing here, thighs still slightly firming. And exhale, release that down. Last one. Let's take our hands down to our sides. palms facing the floor. Zip up your thighs together. Working into a variation of our locust pose. We're going to keep our feet on the ground for now. Maybe later we'll get into a full locust. From here, we're going to inhale to just lift the heart and the arms, reaching the fingertips back. Now, notice how there's no support of our hands on the ground. This is all upper back and core strength. Just breathing here. Again, palms facing down. Really long, really strong spine. Good, and exhale, release that down. Just take a moment, one ear to the mat. Whew. I need to close this blind, y'all. The sun is just shining down on me. All right. Cool, then from here, take your hands underneath your chest, chin to the mat. Tuck your toes, high plank on the inhale. You can transition through your knees. Down dog on the exhale, send your hips up and back. All right, friends, so we're going to roll through basically a sun salutation A, but adding in those side and back bends we did at the top of our mat. We're going to take it one breath, one movement, so just listen up for those cues. As we flow, if chaturanga and up dog are your flow, that's what you work with, okay? But please make sure that your hips are not dropping below your shoulders as you lower from high to low plank, all right? Thighs are firm and working. In up dog, your kneecaps are lifted off the mat, okay? I'm going to be working knees to the mat to baby cobra today, so that's my flow. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, use the flow I'm working with, okay? From down dog, let's clear this out. Big breath in and out. All right, inhale, heels up, look forward. On the exhale, step, hop, or float, but land lightly in a forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, navel in, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, come all the way up, create that steeple grip. Exhale, fingers to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fingers to the right, hips to the left. Inhale through center, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, high to low plank, lower half or all the way. Baby cobra or up dog, inhale. And down dog, exhale. One breath in and out. Inhale, heels up, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva with a steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, up, little back bend. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, lower half or all the way. Baby cobra or up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. One breath in and out. Last time, inhale, heels up, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva, steeple grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, take your flow, meet and down dog. All right, take a couple beats in this down dog. Notice what's changed already, right? Maybe you're sweating a little bit. Maybe your breath and heart rate have changed. All right, we're going to slow it down. and work into some bigger shapes. I'm going to turn to face this way because I think it's the way I want to face. All right, from down dog. On an inhale, let's take the right leg up. Let's open up that hip today. Oh yeah, drawing the right heel towards the left glute. Keep pressing firmly through your right hand to maintain a square chest. And then maybe you invite some circles into the hip. If you do that, make sure you change directions. Good. And from here, let's square that hip, flex through the heel, big inhale. And exhale, knee to nose, pause here, look down and out, and softly plant your foot between your hands. Right knee over the ankle, drop your left knee to the mat, untuck your toes. On the inhale, take your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Breathe here. Now, we want to find this little activation of knitting the ribs and hips closed, then pressing the left hip forward instead of just splaying everything open. So bring a little more intention into that stretch on the left hip flexor and psoas. Arms up, shoulders up. Good. Inhale, find a little lift of your heart. Look up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Gentle back bend. Shoulders pinching back, elbows pulling down, fingers spreading wide. Good. Inhale, take it up, stack your spine. Exhale, open, twist, right hand back, left hand forward. Thumbs facing up toward the ceiling here. The inhales lengthen the spine. The exhales, maybe you deepen the twist. Perhaps you look over that back thumb. Now from here, look forward. We're going to reach forward and plant that left hand down. Reach your right hand back behind you. Take your left heel towards your butt and grip for the pinky toe edge of that left foot. If you can't quite reach your foot, widen or lengthen your stance. Now from here, we're going to gently pull the foot toward the butt. Added challenge, kick your foot back into your hand slightly. Make sure you're not dumping your weight into your left hand. Keep pressing the ground away. Notice how the shoulder is open here from gripping the pinky toe edge. Good. And on the exhale, we're going to release that. Circle your right hand back to plant. Make sure that right foot is between your hands. Begin to straighten your right leg out as you stack your hips over your left knee for your half split. All right, so toes are flexing up. Knee can always softly bend. If you can't reach the floor, grab some books or yoga blocks or boxes. Some sort of item of support to bring the floor to you. Now from here, you can maintain your toes flexing towards your face, or you can play with pointing the toes and flexing them again. Pointing and flexing. And then maybe you turn your toes over to the right. What's that like? Turn them over to the left. How's that feel? Maybe you take both hands outside your right leg to change the stretch slightly. You've got a few breaths to go where you need to go today. Full breath in, full breath out. All right, bend back into your right knee so that the knee stacks over the ankle, big toes pointing forward. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the mat. Come to the tips of your fingers here. Again, like you've got cupcakes under your hands and you don't want to crush them. This is a really good practice to start to teach your larger muscles, such as your legs and your core, to work harder than your wrists, right? And that's not to say you can't have your hands flat while still having engagement, but sometimes it takes time to gain that flexibility and engagement combination, right? So this is a great place to start to make sure you're not dumping into your wrists. Now look forward, and then inhale to take your arms up, high lunge. Breathe here. right knee over the ankle. Square that left hip forward, soften your left knee just a little bit, and then knit the ribs and hips closed. Again, notice how that changes the stretch to the front of the left thigh. Instead of just locking out, we're actually stretching here. Arms up, wrap the heart. Take an inhale here. Warrior two, exhale, seal down, open up. So we're expanding through hips and heart here. Now just take a moment to adjust if you need to, right? We don't always land where we want to be. So turn those left toes just slightly in so that the pinky toe edge of your left foot parallels the back edge of your mat. Bend into your right knee so it's over the ankle. We're actively opening that knee outward so we're not collapsing inward. And we're pressing through that left pinky toe. Making sure hips aren't sassing back, engage through center. Look over your front middle finger, and then we'll ramp the floor apart with your feet. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Flip your right palm. Inhale to find height, peaceful warrior. Notice the legs don't change. Notice I'm not coming all the way back here in this crazy, weird shape. Just finding a little bit of height and a slight side bend. Good. Inhale, come through center. Straighten your right leg out. Pause here. Take your left hand to your left hip. So as we approach triangle pose today, Trikonasana, I want you to know there's a couple schools of thought on this. Today we're going to approach it as a subtle twist of our upper spine. So stay with me on this. Right hand forward, left hand on the hip. Just start to reach your right hand forward slightly, then pull it back. Do that a few times. Really notice what's happening in your body. Okay, as I'm going forward, my spine is lengthening, I feel that, okay. What's happening in my pelvis? My spine is lengthening, my pelvis is beginning to press back. Cool, yeah, we want that. So as we lengthen the spine, the pelvis bumps back. Can we also allow that left hip point to slightly, not all the way, but a little bit, turn forward? So it's just the difference between maintaining hips forward and a little bit of a turn to give us some more mobility. So from there, we lengthen, we lengthen, we lengthen. When you can't reach your right fingertips forward anymore, just take your right hand where it lands naturally. It could be inside the ankle, shin, or thigh. Pause there. Take your left hand to your right rib cage. This is where the twist comes in. We're going to just encourage that right rib cage open here, following through to the top of the left rib cage. Then we're going to take that left arm up and draw the shoulder down. Breathe here. Keep pressing firmly through both feet. Remember, deeper does not mean better. If you're experiencing any low back pain, lift up out of this a little bit. Good. Now from here, with your arms still inside your leg, just bend into that right knee and find your side angle pose. Maybe this is too deep, so you choose to come up out of it, right? Maybe you found more depth by coming to it from here. So now we just have the right knee over the ankle, warrior two style legs. Still with that opening of the bottom rib cage. Try not to collapse down, keep your core working. Now from here, look down. Let's plant that left hand inside the leg, right? And we're going to turn to the ball of the left foot for our lizard lunge. Notice how the right arm is inside the right leg. Wiggle that right foot just a little bit wider here. We still have the knee over the ankle, the big toe forward. We're grounded through the ball mound of the foot here. Back knee down on the mat. You can remain engaged here if you would like, but we are going to be here for a few breaths. So, focus the breath down to the low belly. Let go of any unnecessary tension. Maybe you walk down to your forearms here. What's it like if you come back to stillness in this challenging shape? Notice what comes up. breath cycle. If you're on your forearms, come up to your hands. All right, y'all. Let's wiggle that foot between the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. We're coming straight into our half pigeon from here. So I'm just going to plant my hands flat, sweep my right ankle behind my left wrist, and then again untuck those back toes. Starting nice and tall and proud. Back ankle in line with knee, in line with hip, pelvis squaring forward. Pause here. Fingertips outside the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your heart, find a soft back bend. And on the exhale, begin to fold forward. Just take a few breaths in this pigeon. Again, breathing all the way down into the pelvis. On an inhale, just walk back up to your hands. Stay with me here. We're going to get into our mermaid pose today. And this is not a pose that I personally have worked with a lot because it's something that's always intimidated me. So I want you to know, if you're like, what the hell are we doing? You're not alone. I feel that way about this pose too. But again, sometimes we have to go to those places that scare us, right? So starting in our nice tall, proud pigeon, right? Hands by the hips, puff the chest. Now go ahead and reach that left arm up, right? And then start to spin it back behind you, right? So just going forward and then behind. Notice how my palm is facing outward. It's facing you and my thumb is facing up. So we're going to hold there, right? Now, first option is to kick your foot toward your butt and grab for the pinky toe edge of that foot. So similar to that quad stretch we did earlier, except now we're using the same hand to grip the foot. Then just square the hip forward, right? Pressing slightly through that right hand. Now you can hold right here, just gripping that foot. And if you're trying this and it's just not working and you want to fold back down into your half pigeon, go for it, right? We're just kind of testing the waters. So we're opening up that left shoulder and also pulling the foot toward the butt. Now you can stay right here, or you can start to wrap that elbow or that foot into your elbow crease. You got to kind of wiggle it in there, right? So we're breathing there. Oh no, I'm the wrong way. I'm going to come this way. Yeah, this is the way you want to come. Beautiful. Breathing here. We got the foot inside the elbow crease. Now you can stay right there, or you can start to take that hand back and try to grip little Lego hands, right? You can tell that I'm not quite there today, right? This isn't really serving me. So I'm just going to keep that little elbow grip and focus on squaring my heart forward. And then maybe one day my right hand will come up and grip for that left hand. Now again, you could just be like, what the hell? And you can let this go. You can hold with just the hand, or you can come back into your half pigeon. Just a couple breaths here. Now from here, I'm just going to release my foot back into my hand, right, nice and gentle. Then I'm going to let that go. I'm going to come back to my half pigeon, tall and proud. So if you're in your folded pigeon, come up. I'm going to walk my hands in front of me. I'm going to tuck my back toes, and then I'm going to send that right leg up and back. And I'm going to shake that baby out. We're going to open her back up, get some blood flow going back in. We worked with Wild Thing yesterday. If you want to come into your Wild Thing from here, feel free to. Otherwise, take your time. We'll meet back in our down dog to take this on our second side. All right. From down dog, let's clear it out however you need to. Big breath in and out. And the inhale takes the left leg up. Open that hip. Keep pressing through the left hand as you draw the heel toward the glute. Circle out the hip. Big, juicy circles. Make sure you change directions. Good. And inhale to square the hip. Extend your heel. Exhale, knee to nose. Look down and out. Plant your foot between your hands and drop your back knee down. Toes untuck. Arms go up on the inhale. Anjaneyasana. Zip it closed, then press forward. Inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, cactus, little back bend. Elbows drawing down, shoulders pinching back, fingers spreading wide. Inhale up. Exhale, twist, right hand forward. Thumbs facing up. Inhales, lengthen. Exhales, deepen. Look forward, plant that right hand down. Take your right heel towards your butt and grab for the pinky toe edge of your right foot with your left hand. Again, opening up that left shoulder. Pulling the foot toward the butt. Maybe you kick your foot back into your hand for some added strengthening. Try not to dump into the right wrist. And exhale to release, circle back to plank. Wiggle that left foot between your hands and straighten your left leg out for your half split. Toes flexing up toward the face to begin. You can always bend your knee if you need to. Hips are stacked over the back knee. Fingertips can come to books or blocks. Breathe into the left hamstring. Maybe play with pointing and flexing, getting into the ankle. Maybe play with turning the toes to the left, the right, a little windshield wiper action. Perhaps you walk both hands outside your left leg to change the stretch. Full breath cycle. Bend back into your left knee, directly over the ankle, big toe forward. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Remember, fingertips here to find a little more engagement, making our big muscles work harder than our poor little wrists. Look forward, and then inhale to your high lunge, arms up, shoulders on top of the hips, the knees still over the ankle. Right hip wraps forward, softly bend that back knee, knit the ribs and hips closed, right? Finding some intention in this shape to stretch the front of the right hip. Big inhale. Warrior two, exhale, seal down, open up. Lengthen out if you need to. Take a moment to adjust here, right? Pinky toe edge of the back foot, paralleling the back edge of the mat. Just turn those toes slightly in. Bend into the front knee, directly over the ankle, big toe is visible. We have this active opening here. Make sure your hip isn't sassing back, but drawing in and boom. Look over your front middle finger, rip the floor apart. Legs do not change because they're perfect. Flip that left palm. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Find height. Again, it's not about making the craziest shape, right? We're just finding that sensation. Inhale through center, straighten your left leg, and pause. I like to shorten my stance just a little bit for my triangle usually. Take your right hand to your right hip, left hand reaching forward. Just like we did before, we take time. Reach forward. Oh, maybe your hip bumps. Reach back. Notice what's happening in the body. Spine is lengthening. Pelvis is bumping back. Allow that pelvis to slightly turn forward with you. Just give yourself a little bit of mobility. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you can't lengthen anymore, left hand goes where it lands naturally. Could be a different spot than the right side. Right hand comes to the left rib cage. Assist with that subtle twist. Spiral everything open. Right arm up, shoulder down. Press through your feet and breathe. You can look up or down, whatever feels better for your neck. If you have low back pain, you're going too far, pull out of it. Now from here, we're just going to bend that knee and find our side angle, nice and deep, right? So my knee's coming over my ankle, my arm is inside my leg, and I'm still opening up. If you are dumping down, if there's no engagement, come up. And that might mean you have to come up here, okay? Just be where you're at. Now from here, we're going to look down. We're going to take that right hand down, spin to the ball of the right foot, wiggle that left foot wide, and drop your right knee to the mat for our lizard lunge. This side could be different. Breathe with it. Try to keep the knee over the ankle and stay grounded through the ball mound of your foot. Now you can stay up on your hands, or you can play with walking down to your forearms. Wherever you are, breathe to the low belly. Close your eyes and allow yourself to be still. Unclench your jaw. Notice how you're responding to this maybe challenging shape. Full breath cycle. Ground your forearms, come up to your hands. Wiggle that foot between the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, plant your hands flat. Slide your left ankle behind your right wrist, half pigeon. Wiggle that right leg long, ankle, knee, and hip in a straight line, pelvis squaring forward. Hands outside the hips, puff the chest, find a little back bend. Now on the exhale, start to fold forward. Low belly breaths. Soften the face. Be still. now slowly begin to walk up to your hands. Take your hands outside your hips, right, nice and tall and proud. Reach that right arm forward and then backward, palm facing outward. Take your right heel towards your butt and grip for the inside edge of the foot. From there, just make sure your heart is still squaring forward, right? Give me that little pull. You can hold right here. You can say screw this and go back down into your half pigeon, or you can start to wiggle that elbow crease around, right? Holding here to square the chest and pelvis forward. Pulling that footing toward the back. Now again, maybe one day this hand comes up and creates that little grip. I'm not quite there yet today, right? I can kind of reach it, but I can feel that it's not right in my body, so I'm going to just be here. Because again, this is not a shape I work with regularly. It's a shape I'm beginning to explore because it's something that's always kind of scared me a little bit, right? I was like, I can't do that. So we start with baby steps. If you want to fold back into your pigeon, go for it. We're not going to be here much longer. Good. Then I'm slowly just going to slide my foot back into my hand so I'm not slingshotting out. I'm going to release it down. I'm going to come to my hand. So if you're in your pigeon, slide back up. Tuck your back toes, send that left leg up. Oh, my computer just gave up on living. That's cool. Open up the hip. Shake it out. Maybe you flip your dog if you're feeling called to do so. Good. Beautiful. And then from down dog, just take a moment. Notice if it's any different than the first one. Let's meet in a child's pose, the same pose we began our practice in. Take a few breaths here in this child's pose. Where are we at? Let's see. Cool. Notice if this child's pose feels different than the first. Notice if your breath has changed. If maybe there was a place of tension before that is softened. Take a deep breath in and out. On an inhale, pull yourself forward to a tabletop. We're going to take one cat-cow and then we're going to flip onto our backs. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Inhale to a neutral table. Come to take a seat. And then let's flip around. Yeah. So we're just going to come onto our backs today. We have just a couple cool down shapes on our back, and then we're going to rest and go about our days. So wipe off if you need to. Grab a sip of water. All right, friends. So let's plant the heels close to the butt, feet hip distance apart, palms face down to the sides, all 10 toes pointing forward. We're almost able, but not quite, excuse me, to tickle our heels. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Now from here, we want to start by tucking the pelvis, right? So press your tailbone down into the mat, or the small of your back rather, down into the mat. Notice how that tilts the pelvis and engages these low muscles in the belly, right? From there, we start to drive the pelvis up on an inhale. Weight shifts onto the shoulders. We're going to do a couple rounds of this, so just stay with me. Grounded through all 3 corners of the feet. Neutral spine, keep looking up. And on an exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower back, down. Take a breath in and out. Let's do it again. You're going to tuck that pelvis, engage, and inhale to drive up. Now this time, if you'd like to take a bind here, you can wiggle a little more onto your shoulder blades. interlacing your fingers and squeezing your palms together. If you took that bind, carefully release it and lower back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now this time, I'm gonna offer you those first two options, or you can take a full wheel, if that's in your practice. I personally do not use full wheel. I have a funky spine, so it's not something that I should be working with. But if you wanna go to full wheel today, you're probably warm enough, so go for it. I'm gonna take a third round of that bridge pose. So on the inhale, begin to find whatever variation you choose to take. If you do take full wheel, please mind your neck as you come into it and lower out of it. On an exhale, slowly, whatever variation you're in, release and lower back down. Allow the tailbone to reground. Windshield wiper the hips left and right. Yogis, I'm sweating. All right, take your arms out long to either a cactus or a T shape. Then we're just gonna let both knees drop over to the left. Easy supine twist. Looking over the right shoulder. Keep that right shoulder grounded. Breathe to the low back. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, draw through center. And exhale, knees to the right, look to the left. Full breath cycle. And inhale to draw through center. Take your hands around your shins, give a little squeeze, easy rock left and right. And find stillness here. Let's make the squeeze bigger. Arms around the shins, forehead into meet the knees. Close your eyes. Show yourself some gratitude here for showing up for you today. Show your body some gratitude for all of its hard work. Take your biggest inhale of your day, squeeze tight. And exhale, Shavasana, final rest. Let your arms and legs go long. Toes go wide, eyes closed. Yogis, please do not skip this. I'm not going to keep you here super long, but it is so important that we give our bodies time to be still. So settle in with me. Allow yourself to return to stillness. Return to your natural breath. No more effort. Rest easy here, knowing I will guide us out of this. you to rest here as long as you need. There's literally no Shavasana that is too long. So if you're not ready to close out yet, just stay here. If you are ready to seal practice and would like to do so together, begin to draw your focus back in. Notice that sweet rise and fall with the chest and belly. Take some tiny wiggles with your fingers and toes. Softly circle your wrists and ankles. On an inhale, find a nice big good morning stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Fingers and toes pull away from each other. Lengthen the spine. On an exhale, roll onto one side. Try to keep your eyes closed. On an inhale, gently press up to a seat. Take your time. Find a nice tall spine. On an inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart, chin toward chest. I encourage you to take a moment here. Whatever you have to do after this, it's still going to be there in another 30 seconds. So stay a little longer with this connection to your breath and body, to your practice. Perhaps you even sit in meditation even after we sign off. Sometimes it's necessary to slow things down, to give ourselves permission to stop moving, to stop hustling, and to see what catches up with us. It's easy to run, it's easy to distract ourselves, to push away those scary thoughts. But even if we are pushing them away, they're still there. So how do we sit with these uncomfortable parts of ourselves? How do we work through that and show up for that with kindness and loving compassion? Knowing that our darkness does not negate our light. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Now, as always, friends, the light in me honors, acknowledges, and truly loves that same light in you. Namaste. Beautiful, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. It is a pleasure and a joy to be able to connect with you virtually. Again, my name is Anna MC. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the.anna.mc or Scumbag Yoga on Instagram. I'm here every Monday through Thursday on Black Swan Yoga's Instagram Live. I also teach a live Zoom class. You're welcome, Lacey. Thanks for coming. I teach a live Zoom class every Thursday night at 7 p.m. as well. If you're interested in that, DM me on Instagram. Have a beautiful day, friends. Drink lots of water. Be well. Namaste.